I was a radio specialist known as an RTO. We transmitted and received messages from our peers back in battalion headquarters for all of us that were out there in the field and maneuvers. We just carried messages back and forth. I kind of got in the military because in my family it's more like a tradition that we all would serve no matter peacetime or wartime. And my family has a long history of serving in the military, both here in the U.S. and in Mexico back in the 1800s. My grandfather was a decorated military officer and helped bring down Pancho Villa's regime, along with my other uncles that were officers in the military down there. And the tradition has carried on from those generations, past generations to the present. Well, I was in I was in college at the university, and I got out a semester to work to get more money to get back in. As long as we were in school, our student deferments stayed active, with us. And the day we left school, then the deferment ceased, so the government was free to call us, and give our service as a draftee. That's exactly what happened to me. So off I went to Fort Ord. I was drafted, and I ended up in Fort Ord doing basic training. After basic training, I stayed in Fort Ord and did my advanced infantry training and COMO, which was my MOS, communications. And I stayed there, and they told me that if I passed my Morse code and got high marks, I would be sent to Georgia, to another COMO school down there in Augusta, Georgia. And so I passed the test. I went on, and they put me in advanced COMO school, and then if I passed another test, they would put me into learn to do cryptology. And I passed that test, so off I went to another school, and then finished that school, and then off I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, to jump school. Finished that one, and then after that I was sent to Vietnam. Upon arriving in Vietnam, I landed in Cam Ranh Bay, and I remember coming up to the area where we were going to be processed in, and I looked out towards this area, and after we got off our aircraft, and there was these young men waiting to get onto what we call our Freedom Bird, which was the aircraft bringing those guys home. And the guys were already dropping off all their jungle fatigues, their old clothes, and there was huge piles about maybe 10-15 foot high, where the guys would take off their clothes, dirty clothes, throw them out, and boots and pants and everything, and then they get issued new clothes to come back to stateside. And as we were processing in, one of the guys told me, he asked me what my MOS was, and I told him, and he said, well, if you're going to be humping the radio out in the field, the best news I can give you is keep your butt low and don't play hero. And your life expectancy as an RTO in a firefight is about 5 minutes. So that pretty much dropped my heart down to the floor, and I said, my gut, I said, well, I don't really have a chance in this war. And but anyway, I said, well, whatever happens is going to happen. So off I went and served with the 101st Airborne Division in Vietnam. In being involved with the American Legion, uh, many things I've accomplished over the years, in these past 27 years, and of course I'm a lifetime member now, but being commander and at one point was overseeing a membership of over 900 members in our American Legion post in Tempe, Arizona, and then later on transferring to this post here in Sackatoon, Arizona. But my experiences have been it's been an experience of wisdom, leadership, and directing causes that are going to be beneficiary to the veteran. Most importantly for me has been helping veterans with their claims and so forth. I remember back in the 70s, I helped start an advisory committee to help the Vietnam vet transition from his role in combat into a role of the peacetime person, and getting him going through school, helping him with his claims, and it was rough back then because not too many Vietnam vets wanted to get involved with the American Legion or any service organization. But over the years, things have changed. The veteran has come back and now needs the help as we age and get older, and our bodies are suffering, from illnesses and so forth, to get them the benefits that they deserve. And the Legion has done very well as far as getting them and helping the vet get a better grip as to what the processes are and what they need to do. I find things satisfying when, I guess in my own circumstance, it was about 20 years after Vietnam that I was recognized by retired General Colin Powell. He came down from Washington specifically to honor me for all my continuous work as far as helping veterans and doing things within the Legion, and so it was a big event for me, and I really cherished that moment in my life, because a man of that stature coming all the way from Washington right after the Gulf War I, and me sitting down with him and having dinner amongst other people and veterans, that was quite an honor. That I didn't know that I would make that much difference, but for them to hear about it in Washington, D.C. from those higher ups, that really meant a lot for me. I explained to our veterans, our Vietnam vets, even though it was bitter for them to be rejected, that they should join an organization like the American Legion, VFWs, etc., and be a viable part of the organizations, because strength is in numbers, and we could get things done and the help that we need, and there's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good things within the American Legion. Well, it took actually the Vietnam veteran. I honestly have to say that they were, and they still are, in the forefront of assisting the new wave of veterans. Okay, because basically we said, never again in our lifetimes will we let this country and these organizations turn their backs on us. And we have to make sure that everything that we do is in the best interest of the new veteran and the old veterans as well, that their needs get met, and the helps that they need are met. And the publication in the Legionnaire, I mean, there's very good articles that are printed, and that has come about because I would say a lot of Vietnam vets took interest in things like PTSD, Agent Orange issues, very, very strongly. And I tell the other vets that the American Legion is in the forefront to help the veteran, you know, whether it's in programs that are here locally or nationally, even in articles that are written in the Legionnaire magazine. I mean, those are very, very well put things together for us to absorb and then tell your buddies and say, hey, look, there's help within this organization. But but again, strength is in numbers. You know, you guys need to join. You need to come on board and forget what happened in the past. You know, and let's look at the future because we will make a difference for the next generations of veterans. As the World War II veteran, you know, they phase out. We're the next big group coming in, and we're dying off as just as fast as they are too. So we can make an impact with these future generation and present generation of veterans.